you're working, it's like you're of service to two masters this week, but both of those masters live inside of you. We're going to get into the astrology because it's complex but very profound. This is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. In fact, it's an energy reading, so wherever the energy can be inputted into your natal chart, it's up to you just to apply it wherever it applies. There is a new video every single week. Taurus comes out every single Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific time. So be sure to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so that you know when I upload your favorite content and you'll get alerted. There's always an extended reading for those of you who want to go deeper and continue the message with me, get more details. That link is right below, or you can join my Unbound membership and yeah, you get all the extended readings, unlimited access, plus all the channel perks. So I do hope that you will consider that. And if you want to join me daily, I have a daily tarot card reading that I do on my second YouTube channel, Astrology Motivation. I'll attach the link above, Taurus, so that you can connect with me over there and hopefully subscribe and join in those chats. Remember that if you're ever interested in the makeup that I wear or the equipment that I use to film this, there's now a little shopping bag on the corner of these videos. If you're interested, YouTube connects you right to being able to get the stuff that's in these videos. I think that's really cool, and I know how much you love to shop. So let's go. We will begin at the beginning of this week. Okay. Basically, the most profound, there's two profound aspects that are acting on Venus this week. And Venus is still, of course, in Gemini, which makes it a lot lighter. It may even feel like a little bit frivolous to you, like things moving too quickly, or in a sense, they're a little too shallow. But something is going on that will stabilize that. And that is, for the whole week, a trine to Saturn. Venus trine Saturn is a very serious energy, especially when it comes to financial endeavors and relationships. And this tends to solidify you being able to find long-term or productive energy to be able to really take somebody seriously and have other people take you seriously, as well as to get real with people, right? And to be planning for your future. Beautiful energy that is, however, made a little challenging by the square to Pluto that is also happening simultaneously all week. Now, Venus square Pluto, I'm sorry, no, it's not Pluto. It's Neptune. Venus square Neptune is a challenging energy because it tends to, especially if you're an insecure person, it tends to bring up insecurities and make you too lenient. And like, oh, I gotta love somebody just because they smile at me, because you're not feeling so good about yourself and you're putting other people on a pedestal. You could only look at the good stuff about somebody and let sort of the fantasy completely and totally take over you. Neptune is in retrograde now, so it's a little bit more blunt and not as deceptive. So ultimately, that could be a wonderful week then for you to get real and work through a lot of craziness that's been going on with your relationship, as well as how you feel about you and what you've allowed to let yourself settle for when it comes to relationships. It also could be a beautiful energy for you guys to fall in love, or let somebody fall in love with your vulnerabilities and with your rawness, instead of having to project like this perfect image of yourself, because I know you guys like to keep it classy, keep it real, but you need to keep it full real. You know what I'm saying? It's like that sense of people don't really know you until you are vulnerable around them. The culmination of this energy all kind of comes to a spearhead at the end of the week when the moon and Saturn are conjunct. Now, this is intense energy because the moon is the mother and Saturn is the father. The moon is the home and Saturn is the external world. So this is when the two of them come together and hopefully are able to sort of create a sense of connection and unity. They could also bring up, because conjunctions can go either way. They can be really good or really bad. They're just intense energy. So they could bring up a lot of issues, especially if you're a woman, right? like sensibilities around being a woman or around how people treat you and how much credit they give you for things. But it can also bring up relationship issues between your mother and your father, or things with your children, like competing interests, Taurus, between the work that you do and the amount of time you spend at home and what you're going to do about it. So this is a week that you're going to get real. I gotta say, this is going to sound so tacky, but if you remember way back to old MTV days when the real world was actually fresh and interesting, it was that opening line when people stop being polite and start getting real. And that's kind of what your fucking week is like. And for better or worse, at least it's reliable and honest. And from there, we're going to go into the cards. Taurus. Taurus. Everything is coming out. And that's kind of I feel like it's going to happen this week. A lot of shit's going to come out. And, you know, you're going to be laid bare, and they're going to lay themselves, happy birthday, Doug Denny, they're going to lay themselves bare. People that you're in intimate relationships with. Now, intimacy is not about sex. So I'm talking about those people who you are in intimate, like vulnerable. You can be vulnerable around them. They can be vulnerable around you. Or maybe the problems you're having being vulnerable around each other. But all of that is intimacy. So this is really like shit getting real. Sometimes life stings. This is about pain, pain that hasn't been dealt with, or a sense of trying to get over the pain. It's about old pain that hasn't been dealt with. In the past, 6 + 4 is 10, but it's in reverse, which means it wasn't cared for. It kind of sat there and probably got, you know, covered over, but it doesn't mean it went away. So that's where we begin. Definitely we can start, it might be 4th house energy, right? From your childhood. That's usually in most of our paths. Our childhood is what our past is. But this is definitely a sense of being stung, or feeling betrayed, or feeling attacked, or feeling, yeah, it just hurt. Somebody made you hurt or suffer. And it never went away. And that could color a lot of what's going on in your life right now. Transformation is beautiful. I think it helped you transcend, or you tried to get over it. And basically trying to get over it or fighting against it helped you become and flourish as you are today. And it kind of like made you reach a level that you never thought you could. But that doesn't mean the pain went away. You thought it did. Or there could have been a transformation in your life that you still remember to this day that was very painful, and yet something beautiful came out of it, because excuse me, bottom line, it was a suffering that led to your life changing and you growing up in some way. Then we have clear out the clutter. This is 4th house energy. It's Cancerian energy, trying to get rid of all the old stuff, or shedding the old skin that didn't matter, that you thought you'd let go of, getting rid of it. Maybe trimming the fat in some ways. Like, I don't know if you disconnected with family members, or this could be literally clearing out your space or airing out your laundry. Slow and steady wins the race. This is a path to emotional stability. Taking things slow with you and learning how to feel good about yourself. Not rushing yourself. Go with the flow. Taking things slow. Or maybe it took time to clear this out. And you did have to work on it very hard. You see clearly now, this is Aquarian energy, so the truth comes out and something you were blind to becomes obvious. Truth transcends illusion is here, which means yes, the truth comes out because you see it, or because you're ready to see it, or because information comes into you. It's just going to pop out and it's right in the open for everybody to see, whether you like it or not. It's almost like your shit being laid bare, or somebody throwing your clothes on the lawn. Everybody's going to know that that house that looked perfect on the outside there was a lot of trouble going on the inside, but this is the trouble coming out. And really, I feel like this is the measure of, and this could be personal too, like this could be somebody that you love is going through this, you know, and I feel like this is the testament, this is the test of, you know, how strong is the relationship, you know, how much do people really care about you, and how ready are you to let people care about you and to be loved. This is just being honest with yourself as well as being honest with others. And then we have sing your own song. This is Canary Spirit. This is beautiful. This is surviving tough times, going through a very maybe even dangerous situation, and being able to say, hey, I came out the other side, and being able to be yourself at times. Like, in other words, I feel like it's you being honest with you. And being honest, not, first of all, being honest, like bringing information out and actually being able to say something, talk about it, admit to it, but definitely because you're at peace with it. And then we have magic works through you, which is transcendence. This is once again cathartic moment, a leveling up, a time when you're really transcending from one part of your life to another. This is fourth house energy. It could be that you're healing your family, or yeah, there's some sort of family healing that's happening through what you're bringing to the surface or what you're admitting to people, which is extremely huge. And then we have watch and wait. So I feel like either you've always known or somebody's always known. And like the world's just, it's almost like in some ways we were waiting for you to admit to it because we kind of knew it already, but you needed to say it. Somebody needed to find the strength to actually come out and be honest because it was their journey. It wasn't something else. I gotta tell you, everybody's been very patient and kind of in some ways intuitively understood this, or at least felt it or sensed it on some level. Right, this could be you, this could be them. Take it for where it applies to your life. I say the word you fluently, so excuse me, if it's, you know, if it's about a loved one, you know, just use it for where the energy is. But people have been waiting for you to actually, you've seen this for a while, and now it's finally coming out, or you're finally comfortable to be able to talk about it and release it. The healing only starts by the person who's struggling accepting what happened and talking about it and owning up to it and just, you know, being laid bare. Be fearless and bold. This is Aries energy. Yeah, you're taking your power back. I'll tell you that right now. You have reclaim your power and embrace the in-between. I feel like, so Taurus, you are very aware that there is a huge transition going on. And you are very aware that at this point, something is inevitable. And so what you're coming out with now is you taking back your power in a transitional time, or deciding to not be stuck in the in-between anymore. You're realizing now that now is a time where things could still go either way. And you don't have to be stubborn and continue to do something self-destructive. You can turn back and you can heal. You're still in that, you still have that flexibility. It's still available for you. I feel like if you miss this train this week, it'll go off the cliff. But ultimately this week could be a beautiful turning point for those of you or those people in your life that are absolutely ready to kind of like wake up and realize where the rotten is. You know, or just be able to be vulnerable, finally. You know, instead of feeling like they have to be this super strong, super powerful, super perfect person, to let go and release and see there is so much strength in vulnerability. Damn. Holy crap, Taurus. There's been a lot of transitions going on in your life. You're finally ready. You're changing at a cellular level. And maybe you didn't even see this coming. I feel like you've been one way so long that it feels like you're cracking open the way a cocoon would. You're never going to be the same again. And that's good. This is hard for you. I feel like the past 2 years with Uranus being in Taurus have all come down to this day or this week when you finally realize it's okay to change. We have, this is something that regards your family. Now this is confirmed because this is Cancerian energy. So it's regarding your mother, you being a mother, something maternal in your life. Maybe it's for your kids, because of your kids. It's like I got a future to look forward to now. I'm not messing around anymore. I can't do this anymore. I need to, it's like get right for the future. This is also new moon. Something could have come to you on the new moon that just passed that made you realize, okay, something's got to give, like taking over a new leaf, right? And then Leo energy, so between Cancer and Leo season, and that's what's happening right now, it's sort of midway. This is when the aha moment happens. This is when the realization happens. And this is when you actually start to understand your real purpose and become a leader for your family. Setting an example for your family on how to act, how to behave, how to take care of yourself. This is more Aries energy. So it is about standing up for something that you believe in, fighting for something that you believe in, maybe fighting for a purpose, fighting for a cause. Yeah, let's get to what are they fighting for? Hold on. Taurus. Work through your fears. So that's really what it is facing your fears. Because Aries is a warrior, but it doesn't always have to be external. A lot of this is external, but this is more internal, where you're really facing your fears. This is Scorpionic energy. Facing your fears, conquering your fears, and realizing in some ways that maybe it's time for you to put the sword down and trust that other people can pick it up. The end of a tough cycle approaches. This is Capricorn energy. And of course, Venus is trine to Saturn. So this is a sense of making sense out of a tough situation. Like you're finally able to make sense of or make decisions about a really hard transitional time. Maybe we can get some more information on what that hard transitional time is. It's a war that you've been fighting, a battle. Yeah, or something that you have prepared for. It also says that in this battle that you have been preparing for, at least realizing that, hey, this time is going to come, a confrontation. It's like you're ready to confront the issue. And honestly, you get help from an unexpected place. Where is that place? There's an owl showing up again. It could be a wise advisor, like advice coming, or you could realize that, you know what? It's like wisdom. It's like, it could be you. It could be just like you finally have wisdom that prepares you to confront what you need to confront, like really what you need to confront. So what is it that they really need to confront? What is it that they really... Past energy doesn't come out in my readings because I don't do past, present, future. Everything that comes out is part of the message and the reason why you need to hear this. So this shit from the past came out because it is it was the catalyst for, directly related to all this shit coming out now. So this is important because it is why this is happening now. So what is it that they're confronting? What is it that Taurus is confronting, please? Mental conflict, something that you've really, it's almost like, yeah, it's been churning around in your head for a while. This is guilt, this is suffering, this is fear. It's almost like, oh my God, what happens when? And it's almost like I've got to be being honest with somebody, or like, I feel like you're finally being honest and you're confronting the situation head on. And you know what? People will celebrate it for you. And it goes to your root chakra, which once again is saying is something that happened in your childhood. or it's got to do with your family situation, I'll tell you, as soon as you admit how hard this has been and bring the fight outward, people will help you. They will help you figure it out. I feel like right now, Taurus, the problem is you're trying to figure it all out for yourself. And you're trying to work in isolation, and nothing works in isolation. You need people's help, and to get people's help, you need to admit that you need their help and that you can't figure this out by yourself. You need to admit it to yourself first, and then you need to admit it out loud and share the conflict, like announce the conflict. Take advice. It'll show wisdom. It'll earn you respect, and people will salute you for it. They'll celebrate. You're finally being able to make a decision because you're finally deciding to not be afraid of admitting that you're vulnerable and you need help. Let's go to the extended because let's go. I'll see you guys. The link is down below.